We already have a problem in this country of rushing unsafe drugs to the market. It's epidemic. And as soon as we allow patients, especially the desperate ones, to exempt drugs from testing, it is going to get exponentially worse. Fewer people will be saved. Rather, more will die. Science trumped by false hope and permissive advertising.
Miss Brooks, the red light has been on for some time.
If I could just add...
No, you've exceeded your limit.
I think you should get a little band to play people off, you know, like the Oscars or the Emmys. Just a thought.
Okay, before we even get started, let's be clear on a few things. This time, you will conduct yourself in a manner befitting this court. You will address only the issues before this court and not derail yourself with a spiraling rant that serves no purpose other than... What is that?
Oh, I'm very sorry. I have a tendency to not notice the little red light, so I program my tie to also alert me when I've been talking too long. Evidently, my tie thinks that you have. Though, personally, I...
Turn it off, right now.
Yes, sir. We go way back.
Okay, Mr. Shore, your time is starting right now. Use it wisely.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. Let me begin by extending a special greeting to Justice Thomas. Justice Thomas! Still the chatty Cathy. Okay, where to begin?
Let's begin with your brief, which was conspicuously thin on case law.
That's because most of the case law doesn't support us, but let's be honest, this court isn't that big on precedent anyway, am I right? I mean, we've had 200 years of the Supreme Court. Not one found a constitutional right to bear arms, but you happen to like guns, so what the hell? Established case law also tells us that torture and denial of due process are bad, but evidently you favor both. So in the Guantanamo case, the big never mind. You people throw out precedent with the morning trash here.
Mr. Shore, I'm curious.
That I didn't know.
What could possibly possess you to want to come in here and be cocky? Do you think this helps your client?
Actually, the reason I am a little cocky is because my client, Denny Crane, is the little guy here, and the Supreme Court of the United States has always stood up for the little guy, as they did for Oliver Brown, a black man who fought for his third-grade daughter to be able to go to the same elementary school as her best friend, who was white. Though, of course, this particular Supreme Court has gutted Brown versus Board of Education because precedent, as we said, who needs it? But...
Counsel, I gave you an express directive to stick to this case.
Yes, getting to it, Your Honor. You see, I happen to know the little guy is due in this court. That's why I'm confident. The little guy has been taking such a beating of late in this room. I just know he's due.
Oh, you think the little guy loses out with us?
Don't you? Come on. Enron, the makers of medical devices, the tobacco industry, has done very well here. This court heard 7 antitrust cases in its first 2 terms and decided all of them in favor of big corporate defendants. And of course, the biggest player on the block, the government, always seems to win. And then on the other end of that particular seesaw down there, stuck in the mud, we have the losers, the criminal defendants. Forget it, my God. Just last month, you turned down a stay of execution for a Georgia man, even though 7 of the 9 prosecution witnesses recanted. I guess you just couldn't be bothered with his innocence. Maybe it was a Friday and you had plans. Anytime you want to weigh in, Justice Thomas, just give me a little wave.
Counsel, I have plans today. I have a flight booked at 1 o'clock for a vacation which I've looked forward to for a long, long time. And I will make that flight, Counsel, which means as soon as that red light blinks...
Yes, Your Honor, I promise you'll be out of here and on vacation in a jiffy. And speaking for all Americans, I give you permission to stay away for as long as you like. But first, there's this matter of the little guy. He's here in your courtroom, and he's due for a win.